I've received now the WindLily swivel kit for the WindLily, and the instructions are there. Again, it came well packaged. I made a bit of a boo-boo. Well, I don't know. I suppose it's this case of putting it together first and then reading the instructions type of thing. But I did read it, so I just assumed that it would go on the bolt onto the front cover. But I had trouble. You can see the difference there. So I had to drill these holes bigger to get it to fit. And I said, that's very strange. I said, wouldn't go on without difficulty. So I reread the instructions, and it says, remove the 4 thumb screws and the front cover from the lid. They're the thumb screws, and that's the front cover. Now, I don't particularly like that idea. That means carrying around now a cover and 4 of these special stud type set bolts, and knowing me, I'll misplace them or they'll be lost in the grass or in the sand somewhere. I don't like this carry on. There's too many bits and pieces now that have to be carried separately. It's starting to look a bit like a mechanic set, quite honest with you. So this bracket now, when I take off the cover, will mount there. So that was why it'll square up. I might actual fact stick with this one because I put on the blades and there's a good distance between the blades and that, so I don't see them hitting. There must be some reason. There must be that would seem the natural thing to do, to put the bracket on there, so I take it they have some reason. Why couldn't they have just modified the existing and stick this portion onto the original multi-purpose mount, and then you could have done away with that bracket. There's the tail. It's a bit awkward here, I don't have much room now. So I'll put it together the correct way. Well, that's it assembled now as per their instructions. The front cover is off. There's a fair old gap there now. And the tail is on, and the swivel bearing assembly is on. I like these holes. You can stick a screwdriver in and just make sure you get a little tight and a bit of friction grip. That rotates, and there's a thread there that goes straight then onto your tripod, and away you go. So that's it now. I suppose the 2 brackets make this quite stiff, but I don't like now having to carry this separate, and these special fellas. Oh, if Murphy's around, if Murphy's Law's around, I'll lose 1 or 2 of them. I would be happier if on their website accessories, they would have a zip bag with all the set screws and washers and nuts and bolts that you would need to assemble as spares, so you could get a spare set. Now, as I say, this you would just fit onto your tripod and away you go. I want to use it on, I have this extendable pole here that I can mount on the back of the boat. I fitted those rod holders that fishing lads use. I mounted them on the rails so this can sit in, and with a couple of guy ropes tied on here, she's secure. So I like that because you can retract it, and it's light and it's easy to store rather than fixed long pipe. So I needed to come from this to that there. So I suppose I could have gone to a machine shop and got them to run something up in aluminium, but I like to be doing things myself. I got about online, I think it was about 30 centimetres by 5 centimetres block of nylon. What's that, about a foot by 2 inches, and I just fastened a bit board into it, and I got these adapters that you use for cameras and stuff. So I just recessed that a small bit so it would be flush, so that the two of them would mount face to face and get a friction grip. So I just bored a bit deeper, and then I drilled and tapped for this to screw it in, and I added a bit of sealant just for good measure, so that's not going anywhere. And that then mounts on the pole. And I had these little brass, I don't know what you call them, ferrules or studs. The lads with the 3D printers use them a lot for parts assembly. You just drill a pilot hole, and then you use your soldering iron, stick your soldering iron in and press this up, and as it heats up, it just sinks in and recesses into the plastic, so that allows me to clamp on as well. So that mounts on there, and then I mount onto my pole, tighten up those lads, and I'm now set up for using it, and I can stick in the tail, and I'm ready for it. That's how I'm going to use it, mounting it on the stern rail. This is probably going to be a long enough bit of a video now, so what I'll do is when I get the time, I'll bring it down aboard, mount it, and over several days I'll monitor how good it is over different wind speeds, and I might leave it overnight, 24 hours, just to see what she'd produce, because really at the end of the day, after all of this, I want to see whether this is going to be worth the effort. So that's it.